This episode will be completely taken out of context. Welcome to the Fact Check This podcast.
All right, Fact Check This daily. And I believe my internet and my camera and everything are working. Surprise, surprise. It's been one of those weekends and mornings. But here I am, and I got it. I got it all figured out. And I survived as well. We had a mild blizzard yesterday morning, and thought I wasn't going to make it home, but I made it. Never fear. There's another mild blizzard coming either tonight or tomorrow morning. So there's always a chance I don't make it home from that one. Anyway, while we're here, let's get on to something that I've been talking about for the last couple weeks anyway. That we need to dismantle the judiciary. And let's start with Washington, D.C. and some of these worthless fucking appointed judges. This is from Raw Story. Rogue judges must go. MAGA panics after Musk Doge lawsuit handed to Judge Chutkan. She looks like a chud. Yeah, anyway. An electronic filing showing that U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, Judge Tanya Chutkan, will preside over a challenge to the legality of Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency interfering with government operations, was met by a wave of outrage and anger by supporters of Trump. Chutkan, who was to oversee this, her resume is impressive. And after you hear the resume, you'll understand exactly why anybody with half a brain would be upset about this. Chutkan, who was to oversee the trial of Trump over his involvement in the January 6th Capitol insurrection, was forced to dismiss the case brought by Special Counsel Jack Smith after the president was reelected last November, while also dismissing cases brought against the MAGA rioters who showed up at Trump's urging. She wrote, "No pardon can change the tragic truth of what happened on January 6, 2021. Before adding, it cannot repair the jagged breach in America's sacred tradition of peacefully transitioning power." Based on Friday's report, and sensing things may not go well for Musk, who some say at times seems to be calling the shots for the president. There you go. Got to get your obligatory oligarchy in there for any leftist post. MAGA supporters melted down at just the mention of her name. With Chutkan assigned one of the many suits being levied against the Trump administration after only several weeks in power, Nancy Johnson, who posted a Valentine to Trump on Friday, wrote on X, "Judge Chutkan belongs in prison for taking millions in bribes to get Trump and for trying to rig the 2024 presidential election. This corrupt and partisan Democrat judge should immediately recuse herself and should be nowhere near any case that has to do with the Trump administration." As has been largely the case in pretty much every one of the Trump cases that has come up over the last 2 or 3 years. Judge Chutkan, like the one that made the whole spectacle of the bribe money or whatever, like all of these, the real estate thing as well. So all of these judges have turned this whole thing into a spectacle, and they have made sure that everybody knows they are not objective in any way. That's the whole point of the judiciary, is objectivity. Not to rule based on how you feel about the person, but to rule based on the letter of the law. And every one of these liberal judges that they keep pulling in for all of these ignorant-ass lawsuits, especially the fact that they're going after Doge. Like, I get why they're going after Doge, because that's shutting down their whole money laundering game. But like the fact that they're revealing where the waste and the inefficiencies and the just blatant misallocation of funds, the stealing American taxpayer dollars to just frivolously send off to God knows what. Like, the fact that they're mad about that stuff being revealed says everything you need to know. But back to these judges. they are not supposed to be objective, or they're not supposed to be biased. They're not supposed to, already have an opinion going in. And most of them are huge Democrat donors. And also most of them take money from Democrats for their, when they have, run for elected judge positions and stuff like that before. Like, they should be absolutely ineligible to have anything to do with any of these cases. And that's why I've been saying we need to just completely fucking gut the judiciary. It has ceased to serve its purpose. And if it no longer serves the purpose that it was intended for, then it doesn't need to exist. Bill Keller, who claims to be sharing the uncompromised truth of the Bible with millions online and TV since 1909, contributed, "These DC rogue judges must go." America First fan Chuck sensed a conspiracy, writing, "Wow, what is this now, 5 or is it 6 large cases involving Trump over the last few years randomly awarded to Judge Chutkan? What are the coincidences?" And I mean, it's a valid point. How do these same judges keep getting assigned these cases? I wonder who might have, like, how that just so happens to happen. Norbert, who boasted Trump won, bizarrely suggested, "I wonder how much money Chutkan received versus USAID." One of the most interesting things about this is basically this is just Raw Story typing in Trump, Doge Chutkan into the Twitter search and then posting the top comment, the top search results from that, more or less. Not exactly, but I mean, it, since this was written, it's possible that the top comments has changed, but effectively that's what they did. This is your journalism, ladies and gentlemen. Raw Story types in Doge Chutkan into the Twitter search and then just posts the top tweets. Amazing reporting. Like, holy fucking shit. How does anybody still read it? It's probably my fault that a lot of these websites are even still active, because I keep reading the articles because they're fucking funny, and it's on me. I'm the problem. I'm sorry, but I can't stop. Go freaking figure. The case filed by a coalition of blue states challenging Elon Musk's role as head of Doge will be heard and ruled on by Tanya Chutkan, the judge who gave Jack Smith everything he wanted in the January 6th hoax, raged George, whose X feed is filled with support for the current president. They're just like looking at people's X accounts and good job, Raw Story. I could have done this much. Impeach Judge Tanya Chutkan. Enough is enough, demanded MAGA Maha Doge supporter Mersheim. I don't know. Trump ally Laura Loomer is also jumped into the fray on X, writing, "Judge Tanya Chutkan has been assigned the case against Doge and Elon Musk filed by a coalition of blue states. Tanya Chutkan was born in Kingston, Jamaica. She's not even from the U.S. She donated over $3,000 to Barack Obama's presidential campaigns between 2008 and 2012. Chutkan was one of the toughest judges in the J6 cases. She ordered prison time in all J6 cases and went out of her way to exceed the sentence recommended by prosecutors to inflict more harm on Trump supporters. She's also the judge who oversaw Jack Smith's phony J6 witch hunts against President Trump. Chutkan is an anti-Trump Democrat activist judge. She should be impeached." Anytime one of these judges has shown themselves to have an agenda, to not be to not be objectively impartial, then they should be removed. If not removed from the bench, at the very least removed from the case. But the fact that they have no ability for impartiality means that they should be removed from the bench, period. I really hope at some point Trump starts to figure this out and just starts to gut the whole fucking judiciary. Just destroy the whole fucking thing. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Everybody's fired. Fire them all. Be done with it. That's the direction that this should go. That's the direction I want to see it go anyway. The judiciary has failed to live up to what it was supposed to. It is not about justice and about law and about constitutionality. It is about activism and partisanship. And with that being the case, the whole fucking thing should go. Notice, I'm not saying fire all of the liberal judges. I'm saying fire all of them, period. Because it doesn't work. It is a broken system that has failed to live up to what it was intended to do. And that means the whole fucking thing needs to be stripped down to the studs. And then you can decide if you rebuild it. But I would prefer just don't. Just don't. I have no idea what that pop sound is. It happens about every 3 hours out here when it's cold. And it scares the shit out of me half the time. Hopefully you didn't hear that. And I'm just talking out my ass. Anyway. That'll do it for today. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the Trump talking about tariffs and the way the left just lost their shit about his response to a question about tariffs. Always entertaining when we're a month in and this presidency has been nothing but wildly entertaining. It's Trump says something, Trump does something, Elon says something or does something, and the left loses their shit. And then we get to sit back and laugh. So tomorrow we'll talk about Trump and the most recent thing that he said about tariffs that got the left all up in a tizzy. In the meantime, hope you have a great rest of your day. If you're in part of the country that's going to be experiencing snowpocalypse, I sincerely hope you have stocked up on bread and milk and you survive. And I'm pretty sure we've got bread and milk anyway, so I don't need to go stock up. I'm good. I will survive as well, and I'll see you tomorrow. Later.